Sandy really runs a really good tight ship, and I know how hard it is on her and what she's gone through with her knee operation and then personal issues over the last couple of years where she had to have a break, and there were some friends. What's the name of the one that helped you out quite a bit? Yeah, Chief, there's another lady that broke the way. The Elvis history thing.
Yeah, Laura.
Laura, yeah. Is Laura here?
No.
Oh.
She's in California.
Thank you, Laura. Hope that gets back to you. Charles Stone back there is a crazy man. Y'all need to know that. He didn't know Elvis. He was not tour manager. He wasn't anything. He hung out like a groupie. To tell you the truth, that thing wouldn't have been successful without Charles Stone and how hard he worked. Because I was out there with Colonel Parker when we went out for advance and everything, and Charles was there. And when we left to go to the next city, and Elvis came in, Charles was there. Next day when we started working in the new city, Charles was there. So something happened. I got to say this because it really irritated me, and when I think about it, it irritates me. And I don't care if he was here. I'd say it in front of George Klein. He was last year, year before that. 3 or 4 years ago, Charles was up on the stage at the Memphis Mafia reunion thing that they do every year that George puts on. And he's got more stories than George could ever dream of about Elvis, personal experiences with Elvis. And George came up on stage and looked at him and said, "You need to leave the stage. You're not Memphis Mafia." And there were a couple of guys that worked with Charles there, and I won't say names, but neither one said a word. They looked at each other, and I liked, one of them a whole lot. And the other one, I'm still trying to make up my mind. But I just, and this is not to be any kind of hero, but I would have stood up and I said, "George, I tell you what, you go with it, but you're not Memphis Mafia. And one of us that are will run it for you, okay?" But it's true, he was just rude as he could be right in front of Charles. Charles just laid back and he said, "All right, you got it left." But when I have mine, you'll be there, buddy. All right?
No, chapter 2. I haven't been invited back to do that by George personally. Wow.
You know, that's good. I take it back. George, a hell of a nice guy. But, anyway, we did have some, yeah, no. We had a very, very good time, but it was hectic. It really was. From cities, Elvis was many times. When I'd get him out of the car at the hotel, I'd be there with security waiting for him to get there, and I'd reach in and we'd do our thumb locks, and I'd pull him up and out. He always said in the right rear. And he said, "Where we at, Sonny?" I said, we're in Ames, Iowa, or somewhere like that. He said, "Where's that?" I said, "Ames, Iowa." Yeah. But he did. He just kind of lost where he was. He'd sleep on the plane a lot of times. It was like an hour and a half ride. The Colonel usually had shorter rides than that. We were all on jets, and we could travel 500 miles real quick between cities, whereas buses today, that's their limit. And those tour buses, when they go out, I think they have a 5. It took me forever to get the Oak Ridge boys, when I was booking in Nashville, to get them to agree to go up to the Erie County Fair up in New York, second biggest one next to the State Fair. And I kept after them, and finally I got them to do it. And I said, "Man, you'll go into a percentage. You will go. They want you so bad." So they did. They guaranteed them. We bought them 50 sold, 55 to the fair. And anything out once the fair made a certain amount, or took in a certain amount of tickets, they could sell it to 16 or 17,000. They only need about 9,000. Well, they did the full sellout. And they went back, I think, 2 more years in a row. And they went into percentage. Instead of getting the 50,000, they ended up making about 75 or 80,000 dollars for the gig because they went into percentage. But they do a theater thing now over in Branson for a guy that built a place over there called Mission America, or America's Mansion, and that was to bring in Wayne Newton, and he got him in there for 5 years. And that's another dear friend of Elvis's. I'm not being facetious. There's just so many celebrities out there that have jumped on board. Where were they when he needed them? I mean, you know, he's all these that said, if I could go to Tom Jones. I went to Tom Jones. When Red and I were fired, I went over, he was making a movie at MGM. I said, Tom, please talk to Elvis. He's out of control. He's out of control. He said, what is it? I said, he's taking too much medicine, you know. And he said, oh, Sonny, that's not good. I call it. Well, I didn't know whether he did or not until I saw an interview here just a couple of years ago where he was sitting doing an interview, and he did say that I used to call Elvis and he'd, you know, call me back, we'd talk. But he said it wasn't that often, we were both very busy. But he said, someone spoke to me, he didn't mention my name, so someone spoke to me about that last year or so, and so I tried to call him, but he never called me back. So I give him credit for that, but people that are out there looking on think they know what you can do or what you should have done. And some of them are right in what they think, but getting it done is the problem when you're in denial. When you're that powerful of a personality that you're so used, you've been a millionaire since you were 20 years old, 21 years old. 2 years earlier you didn't have a dime, you were searching unemployment before you had your first record out. He started doing appearances through the southern states preaching. And then the Colonel said, you got $1 million worth of talent, you'll be a millionaire. And he made him one before he was 21. So things kind of came easy to him. We made phone calls for him. He'd just say, call Daddy, get Daddy on the line, we'd call it out and hand it to him, and he'd give it back to us when he was done, we'd hang it up. There's a funny story in Palm Springs. About 4 of us went down there with Elvis for a weekend, and he usually stayed up late, and we arrived pretty late. We didn't get there about 10:30, 11 at night, and went to bed. He went back to his room. We broke up around 1 o'clock in the morning, and so we got up the next morning early, and I went, Joe and a couple of the guys with us went to a store to buy some clothes down on the downtown Palm Canyon Drive, at the store we always shop at, men's store down there. And I went to get some bacon, eggs, beefsteak, tomatoes and stuff for Elvis for his omelet and everything when he got up. Well, he was up, but we didn't know it. I thought I'd be in the store and back in 30 minutes. He'd be sleeping for 2, 3, 4 more hours. He must have come out right after we left. Well, they left first and I left. And no one was there. And he told me the whole story later as we were driving down Palm Canyon, what all happened. And I couldn't hardly see. I'd laughing so hard I could hardly see. He came out there and we weren't there. No one was there. And he decided to call a cab. So, and he knew what a cab was. He'd been to New York a few times, But no, seriously, he got on the phone. He told me he'd like to have a cab sent. And the lady told him, I don't do that, sir. He said, well, what do you do? She said, well, I'm an operator. I make person-to-person calls and stuff like that. And he didn't know what half she said meant. And he said, well, how do I do it? She says, you call information. Call information? Yes, sir. And she gave me, to dial such and such, 3 numbers, and you get the number from them. They said, okay. So he called information. He said, yeah, I'd like the number on a on a cab. And she said, which one, sir? He saw any of them. She said, no, I mean what company? Yellow or? He said, yeah. Yellow. So he then called there and got the dispatcher. And this is where it really gets hilarious, because he said, yes, ma'am, I'd like to have a cab sent to me to where I at, please, so I could go. I want to go shopping. And she said, all right, so what is that address? He said, I don't know. It was funny, I didn't know the address. I knew how to get there. I knew where it was. I could go there blindfolded, but I don't even remember the name of the street. I just